everybody. Welcome to Seattle Refined. I'm Gard Swanson. Coming up on our big show today, a box office blockbuster. Horror flick A Quiet Place makes a lot of noise this weekend. Plus, Anne Hathaway weighs in on fat shaming. Find out why she's proud to be putting on some LBs. And you don't have to whine about red wine anymore, the beauty trend that will protect your pearly whites. Thanks for joining us on this Monday. We are starting things off right here with Hot Topics, and we have a lot to talk about today. Joining me now is Cale Thompson and Paris Jackson from KOMO News. You guys have been on the show before. Here we go again.
Always exciting.
All right, you guys ready to get
Exactly.
going? Let's do this thing. Our first hot topic, the weekend box office. Everybody's talking about the silent thriller A Quiet Place. It doubled expectations its opening weekend, taking in $50 million at the box office. Former Office star John Krasinski, that is, directs and acts in this film alongside his wife, Emily Blunt. Have you guys seen this movie? I walked into the office this morning and my producer, Jenna, said, have you seen the movie? Have you seen it? This is the coolest movie. It's great, it's scary, it has everything, and it didn't cost very much to do, but everyone's talking about this thing.
You know, this is one, I'm so conflicted, because I don't usually like this genre of film. However, I want to see this one. Whether or not I can actually bring myself to do it is another story, because it looks really scary.
It does.
The trailer is so terrifying that I'm like, when I see it, I'm covering my face.
Yeah.
And that has like kept me away, because I'm like, I would just die. But I hear it's like so good. It's a little bit more than you would think. So now I'm kind of interested.
Well, you know what's funny? I hate horror films, but everyone's talking about this one, and they say it's kind of like a horror film, but it's not. It's got a lot of different avenues on this thing, and I'm not. Now I'm intrigued, and I want to go see it.
Well, and this one seems like it plays so much on sort of the psychological aspect of silence.
Yeah. They're around us right now. Don't say anything.
But
No,
I mean,
I
here's the
can't.
thing. I'm a little bit of a spoiler in that I like reading ahead and knowing what I'm walking into. That's just me. I just like being prepared.
Yeah.
So I've read a little bit about this and what goes into it, and I'm not going to spoil it for anybody here.
Please don't.
But this is one of those movies that I think is surprising a lot of people with how good it is, and they're walking out of it realizing that maybe it wasn't what they thought it was walking in.
Yeah, it didn't cost very much to make, and now it's blowing up
And
everywhere.
they're saying the scene with the childbirth is
In the bathtub. Most,
See, now that's even more than I know.
man.
That's more than I know.
Yeah. Let's not talk anymore. All right, our next hot topic, American Idol. The season really heats up tonight on KOMO. The 24 finalists team up for a star-studded duet. Some of them include big-time celebrities like Andy Grammer, Leah Michele, and Mill Creek native Alan Stone. Have you guys been watching this? Do you like American Idol? Who are you rooting for?
From what I saw, it's pretty good. I had my apprehension about it, but it's back with a vengeance.
And then you got these duets that are going to be tonight. I think it's kind of fun. I watch it every once in a while, and I just love seeing a no-name come out there and just rip it up.
See, and that's what I like.
Yeah.
That's when it gets my attention, is when you get a no-name that all of a sudden, out of nowhere, is doing great. But honestly, I really haven't watched American Idol closely since it kind of went off the air the first time.
Well,
That's just me.
Well, I know something you didn't watch. You may have watched. Did you watch the Masters, this golf thing? It's our next hot topic.
You know.
This is Patrick Reed putting it at 18. And a lot of people, from what I hear, really weren't rooting for this guy. They wanted Ricky Fowler, maybe Jordan Spieth. I watch it. I was kind of rooting for this guy, but he's kind of gone under the radar of applause and all of that. Here's his wife right here, who used to be his caddy. Did you see any of this yesterday? And what do you think about it?
I didn't see it yesterday, but I was listening to ESPN this morning driving in, and they were for most part talking about Tiger.
Oh, yeah. Well,
The fact that he was back in, but then they were saying this guy is like the top dog.
Yeah. Well,
Even though he was kind of under the radar, he's like the new guy to watch.
And, you know, he's a real bulldog. I've watched him for years, and he's only 27 years old. The guy can play golf, especially under pressure. I have to hand it to him. I was kind of rooting for Ricky Fowler. Ricky finished one back, but, yeah, that was fun. All right, you don't have to say anything.
It's all over my head.
All right, let's take a next swing at our hot topic, calling out fat shamers. There's been two incidents that have gone viral this week. First up in Indiana, get this. A woman named Vega Blossom bought every cupcake at a bakery to get revenge on a fat shamer. Vega says she overheard a person in line behind her calling her fat, and the customer hoped she wouldn't take all the cupcakes. As soon as Vega heard that, she said, you know what, I'm going to spend all my money, all my $54. She bought all the cupcakes so the lady couldn't get her. What do you think of this?
I think that's awesome.
Go, girl.
You know what? You know what she should have done? She should have taken those cupcakes, stood up, and just chucked them at that lady. Well, that's what I would have done.
That's a little too much.
You don't want to waste a good cupcake.
Exactly.
On a fat shamer, absolutely. I'm wasting it. Don't you think?
I don't think I'd want to give them the satisfaction.
Yeah.
Of knowing that they got. I mean, I guess buying the cupcakes in and of itself lets them know that they kind of got to you, but it takes something away from them. After that, I'm just kind of like, go and enjoy yourself. Go and enjoy the cupcake. Don't let anybody
To me, it's fat.
And she took control of the situation.
Exactly.
You can say what you want to say, but you know, you're not having one of these cupcakes today.
Sometimes you just got to take matters into your own hands, even if it's a cupcake in your hand, a big fat one with a lot of caramel sauce on it.
Oh my goodness. That'd be a different topic.
Yes, here we go. Our next hot topic. Actress Anne Hathaway is trying to beat fat shamers to the punch. She posted this video of her working out and said she would be gaining weight for a film. She said, quote, "To all the people who are going to fat shame me in the upcoming months, it's not me, it's you." Do you think this is good PR?
Absolutely.
Absolutely, it is. Good for her putting on some, because you know she's slender. Now she's got to put some weight on for a movie, and
well, and that's something that I mean, Hollywood actors and actresses go through that all the time.
Yes.
I mean, this weekend I saw Downsizing with Matt Damon.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And noticed that he had, you know, and I think it was for the role, he had filled out a little bit. Versus like in The Martian, where, oh my, speaking of which, do you remember when he was in The Martian?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The transformation there, how he went from being so fit to so thin, and you hear about it all the time. Actors and actresses, they talk about how they have to adjust physically for the roles that they take.
That would be so
on.
Dive
difficult.
all the way in.
It is.
Yeah.
And then she just had a baby not too long ago, so it's kind of like a catch-22. It's like she's letting people know about what she's preparing for, but then she's taking control of it in terms of, I'm going to show you this video, this is what I'm working on, but don't come at me in terms of, if I gain a little bit of weight, I'm doing it for the role.
Just leave her alone.
And let me be.
Right, exactly.
You know?
Be happy with who you are the way you
Just
are.
be a good human being,
Yeah.
all of us, right? How hard is that? Really, how hard is that?
That's the trick.
Okay. Our next hot topic, Facebook. Oh man, this is hot. The social media site has been facing a lot of controversy lately over privacy, but your health may be a bigger issue. A new study shows Facebook stresses people out, and those who deleted their Facebook page experience, get this, less stressed out within 5 days of leaving Facebook. What do you guys think of this? I do a little bit of Facebook, not a lot, so I can't chime in too much, but I would imagine that, you know, if you're not comparing yourself to other people and, oh, your baby's cuter than my baby.
I think you and I probably have a love-hate relationship
Yeah,
with
because we
social
kind of
media
have
in
to
general.
do social media for work.
When it becomes part of your job, it kind of takes, I don't want to say the fun out of it, but there's something about social media being organic, sharing things organically.
Yeah.
And when you're on social media for a job and it becomes something that you have to do, it takes on a different feel.
I think so too.
And I think also we're looking at it a different way than the average person because we're doing it so much more. So you may have we have our personal pages, but then we have our pages for work. So it's a different kind of ball.
Finding the balance.
Two different beasts.
It really is. I can tell you though, the whole data privacy thing has me really going back and looking at my settings on all of my social media.
I bet. Okay, moving on. Our next hot topic, proposals and the top spots where to get married. Where is the best place to pop the question? Turns out Disneyland in Paris is number one. Then Disney World in Orlando, the Eiffel Tower you see right here, also made the list. I tell you what, if I'm getting married, I ain't going to Disneyland or Disney World. I'm just not going to do it. I've been to both, and I'm not doing it there.
Can you find, it's been a while since I've been, but can you find a replica of the Eiffel Tower at either of those locations? I know that you can in Vegas.
Well, the dollar store has them about this big.
No, you didn't.
You know, if you set it up in the foreground and you step far enough back, nobody's going to know the difference.
We put a little beret on or something.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm not that.
I'm going to go out on a
fan.
limb here and say that wherever you, and it varies obviously person to person, everybody has a different expectation, but I think that is a moment between two people that is so important that wherever you do it, it should be something that is special for the two of you.
You don't want Mickey Mouse jumping into the photos? You don't want that? Goofy?
Maybe after. I'd like at least one or two with me and my intended before.
But there's so many people that are diehard Disney fans.
That is
So I
true.
guess if that's your thing.
That
if
is
you
true.
like it, do it.
Teach
Leave it
your
alone.
own.
We're not going to fat shame you either. You just go get married wherever you want to go.
No.
All right, our next hot topic, stars. Hey, you know what? They're just like us. This simple photo of Oscar-winning actor Daniel Day-Lewis has the internet freaking out. It shows him on the New York subway using a flip phone. The guy's just being normal. Daniel Day-Lewis says he's actually retired from acting now, and he looks like he's just living a simple life. And people are freaked out about it. He's just a normal dude. He breathes air just like us.
My question is, I didn't even know they still made flip phones. I'm not trying to shame them. I don't. Where are you getting this flip phone from?
Right.
I haven't seen him
I don't
in a
know. If
while.
I could go back, I think it'd be nice sometimes.
It would, wouldn't it?
Less is more, right?
That's right. No Facebook either.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us today.
You're welcome.
On this wonderful
This is
Monday.
fun.
Thanks, guys. All right, Seattle Refined is just getting started. Needed a vacation from a gray, rainy April? We found a hot spot in the city that will make you feel like you've traveled to the tropics. Plus, red wine drinkers, get ready to celebrate. We've discovered a game changer. It's next. Here at Seattle Refined, we never get tired of hearing from you. Like us on Facebook, tweet us your story ideas, or shoot us an email telling us what you want to see on the show. You can find our inbox at hello@seattlerefined.com. Seattle Refined will be right back. Welcome back to Refined. I'm Gard Swanson. It's not just the tulips and cherry blossoms showing off this time of year. There's a Seattle spot where spring is really in full bloom, and you can find some unique plants. Refined's John Prentice takes us there.
Hey Gard, we're down here at Volunteer Park Conservatory. I'm with David here, the senior gardener. What's new for spring?
Well, we've got about 12 different varieties of forced bulbs just about ready to go in. I've got 2 batches of tulips coming in today and hydrangeas. That's our main color palette. A lot of nice pink and cooler tones, blues and lavender. Hydrangeas are wonderful because they come in many different forms and you can manipulate the color a little bit by tweaking the pH of the soil. The more base or alkaline, the pinker your hydrangeas will be, and the more acid the soil, the bluer they'll be.
Is it kind of like that litmus test you did in middle school science? You stick a little piece of paper in the water?
Sure, it's absolutely that.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Absolutely. I cannot get past the vibrant colors. We had a plan to go for a walk, and when it turned out that the weather wasn't going to be quite what we had in mind, Rachel had a great idea. Let's take a walk in nature, but inside.
I love it here because, you know, in Seattle it's gray and cold. Here you feel like you're a little bit in the tropics, a little getaway.
It is warm and humid in here. Yes, I'm getting my vacation humidity hair going.
We are really ready for spring, and so this is just a little warmth, and the blooms are really great here.
You know, it's been such a long winter, and with all the rain, it's just nice to have the color in the building and have people come enjoy it.
You gotta come.
You gotta come.
Gotta
it's
come.
a must.
John Prentice, Seattle Refined.
Thank you, John. If you'd like to see those beautiful blooms for yourself, the Volunteer Park Conservatory is open every day except Monday 10 to 4, and children under 12 are free. Up next, it's a refined close encounter of the freaky kind. Plus, listen up, Bachelor fans. We'll show you the book we're all going to be reading this month. It's next. Welcome back to Refined. I'm Gard Swanson. You know what? Nobody knows Seattle better than this young lady right here, managing editor Britt Thorson. If there's something going on in this city, in the Emerald City, you know about it.
I try, but a lot of times the Emerald City can surprise me, as it did this last Friday night when we went to ABBA night.
ABBA.
So I'm going to ask you, right? I'm going to put you on your spot.
ABBA, ABBA, ABBA.
What's your favorite ABBA
Take a
song?
chance on me.
Okay. I was going to guess Dancing Queen.
Emerald. That's not bad.
Well, these guys had so many ABBA love, so much ABBA love in their life. We went, and over 500 people came to ABBA night at the Seattle Heritage Club. Tickets sold out within one day, and we set up a whole photo booth. People had
Look
the
at
mullets,
this.
the full-on white suits.
I love them. I love the pantsuit.
And they just went crazy. Of course, you know, they were only playing ABBA songs, so we had a whole bunch of dancing queens in there. A lot of people taking a chance.
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to make all the puns that I possibly can make, but you'll have to see more on the website online. We've got so many puns in the captions that don't hate me.
Well, I see all those costumes, people having fun. You can't do a pub crawl in those things, can you?
You probably could, but at the same time, we had the 90s pub crawl that was happening over the weekend. This is 90s as in the decade of 90s.
And what does that mean, a pub crawl?
It basically is like you start at one bar and then you all go together from one bar to the next bar to the next bar. And you're basically crawling along, maybe having a drink or two at each. And these guys started at noon on Saturday, and they're all decked out in their 90s gear, their Adidas, their Converse.
And they just wrapped up an hour ago, right?
Right, exactly. Yeah, they're still going, if you won't believe it. But I mean, I can't tell you how many outfits I have in the back of my closet that I could have worn. And look at, there's so many people in their Sonics gear, which actually is a little sad.
Well, you know, I did the Daffodil Parade on Como yesterday, which was fun. And then you got another parade coming up. What is this, UFO parade? What's that about?
So this actually already happened. This is the UFO Festival in Burien. Happened last week, and it is exactly what it sounds like, you guys. This is a festival where UFO enthusiasts come together to celebrate kind of, you know, the idea of the outer world and what could be out there. They even all ate a giant UFO cake.
And this is what they think UFOs look like. Is that, or is it you just dress up kind of creepy?
No. You kind of dress up like just an alien, you know, what you think that life outside of Earth might look like. So there's the typical aliens, there's, anime aliens, there's all different kinds. But I mean, it literally was, can you imagine just walking through the streets of Burien and having no idea what's going on, and then all of a sudden seeing like UFOs and like alien green kind of walking around?
You believe in UFOs?
No.
You don't?
No. I believe that there's something greater than us out there, but I don't believe in like a spaceship.
We could go deep on this topic, couldn't we?
This is probably the wrong show for that.
Give me a glass of wine and then we'll talk about it, right? Especially maybe some red wine.
Yeah, some red wine. Okay, I'm glad you brought up red wine. Okay, everyone who loves red wine, listen up. This could change your life. This product is called Wine Block, and what it is essentially like sunscreen for your mouth to prevent wine mouth. And everyone who drinks red wine knows exactly what I'm talking about when I say wine mouth.
But don't you have to drink a lot of red wine to stain your teeth?
Not necessarily. Some of the darker the red, the more tannins they have in it, and so the more it can stain your mouth, your lips, and even your teeth. And the best thing, and the reason why we're talking about this, is that 2 local ladies started this called Wine Block. They were at a New Year's Eve party together, and they both kind of looked at each other, and they both had wine mouth, and they were like, ew.
Kind of like when you get lipstick on your teeth.
Someone should do something about this. So Wine Block is for sale now on their website, wineblock.com, just selling for $12. All you do is you just put it over your lips and on your teeth before you drink, and it just repels it off.
Now, if you drink white wine, does that make your teeth whiter?
I don't think that's how it works.
It doesn't work that way.
I've been trying, and it's not working for me.
All right, we're talking books now. Bachelor Nation, the book's out, right?
Yeah, you guys thought that we weren't still doing book club, but we are. And in fact, we had to. Our favorite guilty pleasure, Bachelor, they have a book out, a tell-all book that a reporter from the Los Angeles Times has written about the whole Bachelor franchise, and that is what we were reading for April. It's called Bachelor Nation by Amy Kaufman. She talks to producers, she talks to ex-contestants, she talks to celebrities who love the show, and kind of does a deep dive as to like, why is America so obsessed with this show and this whole franchise? So it's what we're reading for April. Grab a copy, read along with us. I have a feeling that some bombs are going to be dropped, some juicy bombs.
I bet. And you know what's weird about The Bachelor, and maybe it's just here in Seattle, what is the deal with the Emerald City? It seems like we get a lot of contestants out of this area.
We do, and not only do we get a lot of contestants, but we got a lot of successful relationships.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty much everyone, Desiree and Chris, Molly and Jason, Taylor and Derek, I mean, everyone from Seattle is just in a healthy relationship, I guess.
Hey, have you been drinking red wine?
Oh my gosh, stop!
Wait, no, you got something in your... No, I'm kidding.
Oh my gosh, you are a horrible human being.
All right, that's Britt Thorson. Thank you, Britt. Seattle Refined. We'll be right back after this. Yeah, I'm not kidding. There's something, right? All right, we're just about finished with this episode of Seattle Refined. As we end the show, here are some of our favorite photos and moments of the week. Have a great day, everybody, and we'll see you tomorrow.